Hey, what's going, y'all? It is yours truly once again.
The game. What your mama will never tell you. And I know that there is a content creator out there that says what your mama should have told you. But in this case, overall with what we know as the game in this life, not the game of life, by the way, a lot of things is what your mama will never tell you. And if you had a father around, what chances are he didn't know what to tell you. And if he had anything to tell you, it's based on really more or less, well, son, I don't know what to tell you, but you just got to pull up everything by the bootstraps. Because really, to be honest, your father probably still dealing with the game, trying to figure it out himself. But what I've learned along the way, just given the way yours truly is wired, you just got to maneuver a certain way and never try to understand the game in the first place. But what you can do is peep game, learning more about the way of the game, meaning that just kind of peep the game, recognize it, know it when you see it, when you feel it. That's the best thing you can do in order to maneuver around it. Be durable, just in case things come at you and hit you, but you're fortified. No different than the way a tank has to endure in the midst of war. Because, hey, in my opinion, it's basically like a war game out here anyway. And what your mama will never tell you is that, son, when you get out here, it's going to be a war, especially with all these other females. It's not going to be easy for you to find someone to have children with. It's not going to be easy for you to have a set lady around that is going to be well set on you, who's going to be committed to you, who's going to stick around with you. She's not going to let you know that it's not going to be easy for these things. Yet you wonder, mommy, because we all tend to ask these things when we were younger. Mommy, how did you and daddy meet? How did I come here? Well, besides all the love songs that took place for things to take place for you to come into this place that we call life, she won't give much of a story on how you and your dad came to be, whether your dad's around or not. See, she won't do that. Nah. See, for her, she won't tell you that because that's really the game. And that's what your mama will never tell you. That part. Because chances are she was playing that kind of game. How come she couldn't tell you good things about your father? Well, more than likely, she was not a good mother. Or chances are, if he was a good father, she still won't tell you about him. That's the sad part. Now, him being a bad father, of course, that's always been dragged out there. You know, he's a deadbeat father. But see, that's the game. I don't care whether my father was a good or bad father. I need to know something about him so I can know if that's me or not. And if that's me, I don't want to be nothing like my father. But chances are, these guys never had a chance to be a father in the first place. So those things she left out, just like she left out his name on your birth certificate. You never got a chance to see your father growing up. That's the game. What your mama will never tell you. You'll probably never know who your real father is. Oh, that guy that grew up, that guy that you grew up around, you found out many years later he was never your father. See, things like that. Things like, you know, the simple things like paying bills. We deal with that as we grow up. You see that your mom worked hard and she couldn't pay for everything. You grow up, you tend to appreciate that more since you're now an adult and you have to pay bills. This goes for man and woman, what I'm speaking about right now. Because as a woman, sweetie, of course you don't want to be big on the Beyonce song about he need to pay my bills, but at the same time, you're going to be an independent woman. So the thing is, you want him to pay your bills in order for him to chill with you, but at the same time, you're an independent woman. But see, you saw your mom like that, but you thought that was the way it was to be. That's the way a woman should be. She didn't let you know that was really game. See? Now, guys grow up around certain behaviors like that from their mother. But see, what their mother never told them was, okay, that's not really true. That's not really natural. Okay? And you catering to her expectations like that does not make you a gentleman. But she'll come across saying that's what makes gentlemen when you do this for a woman, even though her behavior and her expecting things like that is very unladylike. Gentlemen, only be a gentleman to a lady, because a lady is going to be very ladylike. She's not going to be throwing all those expectations on you like that. She's going to be, if anything, throwing all these appreciations on you that makes you want to do things for her. She's worth your time, right? See, this is what your mama never wanted to tell you. Why? Is it that your mom was jealous? Could be. Your mama wanted you all by yourself, meaning that she wanted you all by yourself for herself. It didn't work out with the father, so it's going to work out with you. See, she don't want you to have that success in the marriage, something that she never experienced. Now, the other part of the game, if she's abusive to you, now, once again, for man or woman, she didn't tell you why she was so abusive to you, for many different reasons. Maybe it's something that she did wrong. She made a mistake of probably even giving birth to you. Going through the birth, as I really like to say on my channel. But this is where the real game is. It starts at home. But the fact that no one really makes sure that their home is peaceful. We let governments tell us what to do. We let society and the media, the popular opinions, the social media run our household. So your mom likes to look at a lot of sitcoms and soap operas and court cases on TV, from a Judge Judy to a Joe Mathis. And nothing against those judges. I'm not saying anything bad about them, but that's what she watches. Or, you know, I'm from St. Louis, so we call it watching stories, you know, those soap operas and things like that. And yet your mom has developed her own view of life based off of that social media. So also what your mama never told you was that she learned a lot, or what she thought she learned a lot from the TV. She didn't learn it from home. She didn't learn it from family. She watched TV, and that affected her behavior. She learned a lot about life watching those reality TV shows, as we see mothers doing right now. They're learning from BT, they're learning from Instagram, they're learning from TikTok, and they're passing that on to the next generation of kids. But yeah, overall, I mean, there's a lot that our mama never told us. And I'm probably just slightly starting to kind of unravel that for y'all. I was requested to do this type of video, and I hope that in many ways, some of y'all wanted this type of video out there too. If y'all want a part 2, let me know. Signing out.